Hello, welcome to the Mimi Morning Show. Still kind of getting shit set up. You know what? This is a lot of shit to do. Y'all motherfuckers better be grateful. Oh, I do like doing this. It's just that doing it, all of the things together. Ta-da! It's me, Mimi. Doing all the things together is a lot. A fucking lot. So, doing the best I can. All right. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Um, Welcome, everybody. Hey, Jojo. Hey, Lena. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm kind of still getting things set up here. Um, yeah, I got up this morning. I got up a little earlier, actually, and, started putting together like stuff to talk about, the topics that, the things I'm going to be discussing. But then, well, I got to my desk earlier. I didn't get up early. I got to my desk earlier. I shifted some things. So my morning walk will now be an evening treadmill walk. So I shifted some things and I still didn't get everything done. So we're just kind of winging it right now. A little bit. I mean, not too much winging it, but a little bit. Like I wanted to get my captions all set up. And I wanted to get my captions all set up. Hey, Ariel. You're so excited. Ariel is excited. Thank you. So yeah, I'm still like, captions didn't get updated. We're just gonna go with it. It is what it is. So I have some editing to do for the Tasty Talks podcast, which premiered yesterday. If you have been living under a rock, I know I sure as hell have. Fuck, there's been so much going on. There's so much going on. Like, there's just so much going on in the world. And I don't know. I think sometimes the shit's done on purpose to distract us from the real shit that we should be paying attention to. But that's just me. So, let the adventure begin. Welcome to the Mimi Morning Show. I don't have a theme song yet. That's just another thing on my live stream to-do list. That shit is like a mile long now. That it is a mile long list. I'll get to it when I get to it. So Tasty Talks. Tasty Talks premiered this week. It premiered yesterday. I'm going to be dropping episodes, pre-recorded episodes, where I have to edit and shit, will be released at 12:12 a.m. Pacific time every Tuesday, early in the morning, so that when you wake up first thing in the morning, you have something to listen to. Whether you're getting ready for work, you're just getting ready for the day, or you've already started the day, you're at work, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. This week was very interesting. It was a very interesting topic. It was more along the lines of tech. So basically what happened was I got an email from the creators of Zia, which is a AI chatbot geared towards emotional intelligence. So it is meant to um, like coach you through things in between. Like, say for instance, you're going to therapy or you're, healing, you're kind of, you're working on some personal development, spiritual development type things. And you have a coach or something like that, or you have people that you bounce things off of. Those people or person or that person's not available. So then you have Zia, spelled Zhia. And that was, they approached me. I got an email from them and they were like, hey, and they're referencing Tasty Talks. Now, granted, Tasty Talks, it is called now, the full title is Tasty Talks, Tech, Wrestling, and Life. So that's the revamp. But back in the day, like back in even, I think even starting like 2017, 2018, I have like streams from then. So this podcast has been going on for some years now, but it just kind of took a long hiatus. So this is before the hiatus. Um, this is before the hiatus like ended. I got an email and they wanted to be on the show. And I'm like, well, there's no show. I mean, there is, but there isn't. Like, it's not active. She's sleeping. She's healing. She's revamping. You know, she's chilling. And yeah, and then it's funny thing enough is that I actually wanted to I have been thinking about revamping and starting the podcast again for a couple years. Back in Houston, even my ex-girlfriend at the time, well, my then girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend, suggested that I get back into podcasting. And I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about it, but the time just wasn't. Obviously, the time just wasn't right. Then I became part of Culture Clash Network. Shout out to them. And then it was like, okay, I'm kind of now getting the bug. I'm kind of getting like the inspiration. And yeah, so I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's bring back Tasty Talks, but it's now revamped again to Tech, Wrestling, and Life. So the new episode, which is out now, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. I think also even iHeartRadio, because I sent my feed there. iHeartRadio, and I think also Good Pods. I'll have to double check, but I know for sure it's in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for sure. Well, thank you, the Resident Evil AMC. Thank you for the sub. I really appreciate you. Um, so yeah, if you're on YouTube, by the way, if you go into the podcast tab, you'll see Tasty Talk. You'll see episodes and shorts of Tasty Talks. And then there's also a playlist. I mean, it's all right there. So as far as y'all on TikTok, click the link in my bio because YouTube is linked there. As for y'all on X watching live, the link in my bio, the milkshake looking link, that is that if you click on that, it's like it's like a link tree. So it's like a link tree, but it's a Black owned company. It's Black owned business. So I want to support that. And hey, so if you click on X, if you click on that, you'll see the Apple Podcast and Spotify. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see me on YouTube. So yeah, that was a really cool shout out to Georgia. Resident Evil AMC's from Georgia. Shout out to y'all. Good afternoon to you. It's still morning here. I'm on the West Coast. Shout out to John from Sports for You and Sports for You Wrestling. I believe Sports for You Wrestling is live tonight, right? You could put that in the chat if you want to, John. Um, so yeah, shout out to the CCN family who is watching me live, supporting me. Um, that would be John. That would be Nessa on TikTok, as well as JoJo on TikTok. That's why I'm looking at one this way and that way. So yeah. So the first episode of Tasty Talks, our Ariel, yes, thank you. It is Tasty Talks. Get the S in there. So I'm glad you like it, though. I'm glad that you are enjoying the first podcast, the first episode so far. This is just the first episode. So I had to let my techie flag fly. Hello, I am the twerking techie. And I had to make it known. So we discussed, I interviewed the founders of Zia, of this chatbot, this emotionally intelligent chatbot that acts as a coach in your pocket. I thought it was pretty fucking fascinating. And they are now live in beta. So if you go on Hello Zia, Z as in zebra, HIA.com, you can try it. Right now it's in beta testing. So they're on OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, but then they're going to actually move it off of ChatGPT, and it'll be its own bot. They'll have their own thing. That'll be, not quite sure what that'll be. They're not sure when exactly that'll be, but yeah, tune into that episode of Tasty Talks. We dive a little bit deeper into it. We dive a little bit into like human design, how they came up with the idea, even security aspects of it. Make sure that your data is safe. Yeah, so the nitty gritty, we went there. So check it out. And other news for me, what I have going on is now this. So, in addition to me with this steep ass learning curve of live streaming, I decided to add Mimi Morning Show to my plate. That is so on brand for me. Because, when I come up with something, I just fucking do it. I'm like the Nike little swoosh, just fucking do it. That's me. So I don't know. And then I like I said, I started doing this because, I am trying to diversify my social media presence. Although now that I'm doing everything, it's like, okay, I think I'm just going to stick to like one or two platforms, maybe integrate another one every once in a while, but don't go too hard on it. I also have to look at what makes sense for me, like what has like the ROI, the return on investment, not just money, but also time and energy. Which platform is giving me something back in regards to that. And and then also, okay, so which platforms are doing that? Which platforms are pretty easy to use, that are seamless? Because I mean, yes, I am a techie. I know my way around shit. I can figure things out, but I also have a lot of things going on. I'm a student, and as of recently, me working on a school project, It's literally doing cybersecurity for the school. I am acting as a project manager and code analyzer. So there's that. That's at least about 20 hours a week. So, I mean, yeah, I'm doing a lot. So just because I can figure shit out doesn't mean that I need to stretch myself thin. And that is spread myself thin. And that is something that I advise everyone to do. Everyone take a step back, look at things, think of the ROI. I know it sounds very like business and very like not flowy, but even as a creator, even as an artist, um, you need to look at that because, again, it's not just about money, it's about your time and it's about your energy. Okay. And then there's other effort, there's other things like your look, your style. You know what I mean? I mean, that could kind of go into energy, like what you put into it. But there's other things, like when you're, especially when you are, like I said, you're a creator, you're a live streamer, you're doing things. You not only just have to create the art, but you also, there's the branding behind it. So you do have to have that business side. You have to be strategic. So yeah. So this whole live stream thing, huge learning curve. And yeah, so again, I thank you guys a million times over for joining me on this journey, for tuning in to the Mimi moaning. I'm sure a few of you wouldn't mind that show, the Mimi moaning show, which is funny because I like I play around. I'm very like tongue in cheek. I play around and like if I'm dating someone, we boot up and shit. I will text them good morning instead of good morning. But this is the Mimi morning show, okay? Morning. Sun, we're up. AM, antimeridium, okay? Yes, I know what AM stands for. I used to actually say that. Good antimeridium. I used to say that. And then PM, I believe, is post or peri. It's Latin. What's Latin for post? Peri medium? Or is it just I don't think it's just post meridium. That'd be too easy. But anyways, yeah. So Mimi Morning Show, Tasty Talks Podcast. Tasty Talks Podcast is normally going to be recorded and it'll be distributed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. However, I do actually have one Tasty Talk because I actually did do a Tasty Talks live episode. I have to turn that into audio so that it can be on Spotify. Oh, that'll just be an audio episode that'll be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. But I do have another upcoming live Tasty Talks live episode in October. I think I have announced it plenty of times before that I am going to dedicate October to Rhea Ripley. Her birthday. She is pretty much the face of Crown Jewel in Perth. And yeah, and that's my girl. And I mean, not literally, like we don't really know each other. I root for her. Like I defend her. So in October, no Rhea slander will be tolerated. Okay? None. Take that shit over there. Take that shit out the window. No, will not be tolerated. So first episode, the first live episode is already scheduled. The guest will be it. We will be talking about Rhea a little bit after we talk about more about them. After I interview them, we're going to be talking about Rhea, and they have homework. Which is to, they have homework related to Rhea. So with that being said, hope you're also excited as me for Crown Jewel. I am excited for Crown Jewel. We're going to talk about that, but touch on that a little bit later. But yes, I am excited for Crown Jewel, especially after the last thing that happened. We're going to talk about that too. But yes, I am excited for Crown Jewel. I will be up at 5 a.m. watching, because that is, again, Rhea. I will get up for that girl. I don't get up early for a lot, especially that early. But for her, I will do it. Yes. Yes, I know you did, Ariel. That's why we're cool. I mean, I'm cool with some non-Rhea fans. I'm cool with them too. All right. But just don't talk no shit about her. I will come for you. I will. Don't talk shit about Rhea. Don't. So, yeah. So a lot has happened. I hope everyone has been good. A lot of developments, a lot of things coming up, a lot of exciting things. I'm also, Mommy's always on top. That's right. Shout out to Lena on TikTok. That's right. Even when she ain't really around, motherfucker still. But yeah. So, I guess we can go ahead and just get into other things, other topics we're talking. I have prepared for today. So, Raw this past Monday. It was the I'm just pulling up some things here. I told you I did a little bit of preparation. I'm getting a little bit better at this live stream thing. It's slow, but it's going. We doing it. We're here. I think that's all that really fucking matters at the end of the day. Is just show up. Just show up. Show up and look cute. And the rest will fall into place. Like, for real. So, yeah. So we will talk about Raw. And Wrestlepalooza. I know everyone has their thoughts. Yeah, I know everyone has their thoughts. So, before we get into that, if you are enjoying the Mimi Morning Show, if you're enjoying Tasty Talks, then I'm sure that you will enjoy the other shows that are on the Culture Clash Network. Make sure you're following them on YouTube. Make sure you're following them on X. Make sure you're following them on Instagram. Make sure you're following them on TikTok. Everywhere you want to be, like Discover Card or is it American Express? One of those bougie credit cards. So Make sure you're doing that. And shout out to Culture Clash Network's partners, W and Tacos and Tequila, which, oh my God, Tacos and Tequila was really cool this weekend. I forgot, where was it at? Detroit or Chicago? One of those over there. I forgot. But it was really fucking cool. Dallas Cash was there, and JT from Marks with Mikes. They were both representing Marks with Mikes. They were there. They covered it. It was fun. It was a good time. So yeah, make sure you are tuning in to all of the Culture Clash Network shows. Everyone's working hard over here, doing the damn thing, supporting each other, covering wrestling, sports in general. Now me with tech, um, everything, main event mamas with momming and wrestling. Yeah, covering everything. So be sure to tune in. So, yeah, Wrestlepalooza. I know everyone has their thoughts about Wrestlepalooza. If you are watching live, feel free to put in the chat what your thoughts were about Wrestlepalooza. I will just go ahead and share my screen real quick. And I kind of want to address something. If you tuned in to the Mimi Morning Show last time, you saw me kind of going on a rant about one, the early switch, like about the ESPN deal coming early. So he didn't give us time to prepare. Like we thought we had time to kind of say, okay, what are we gonna do? Woo. No, so that was annoying. And two, the fact that there was a lack of women matches on the card. So I touched on that. I also touched on me understanding why, from their perspective, why that happened. One, the main female stars right now, like there's issues, like there's things going on in the background, like in their lives that kind of maybe mess with their availability. Two, like storylines had to be developed. Three, demographics. Like I took all those things into consideration. But then I also then thought, like, well, how many storylines has WWE thrown at us? R-Truth with his supposed to be rebrand. And it was a rebrand. It was a 360. It was supposed to be a 180 and it ended up being a 360. Like, what? John Cena's heel turn. God, I threw that out there, right? Other things that they've just kind of thrown pasta at the wall, to see what sticks. I said this in other watch-alongs. Throw pasta at the wall, see what sticks. So you couldn't have done that with the women's match? That's just my thinking, I have my opinion, just like everyone else has their opinion. But I just have to I gotta do it. I gotta do it now. I also, if you're on TikTok, for those of you who follow me on TikTok, hey Mimi J, on TikTok, you will also know that I put out that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Well, maybe this one. Okay, that's better. You will also know that I put out a TikTok in regards to this screenshot. And motherfuckers still want to come and say, a woman's match wouldn't have made it. Even though the first fucking line says, let's class, chat, let's read this together. Let's open this up here. Let's read this together. Let's read this together. This is from ESPN, mind you. ESPN themselves. Okay. Wrestlepalooza final grade. C. The excellent Vaquer versus Sky match saved the show from being truly average. That is the first sentence. And despite that first sentence, which if you're writing an essay, it's the topic sentence, it's the topic, okay? Despite that, motherfuckers are still coming along saying, oh, women's card wouldn't have made it better. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right, you just like to, you know what? You have your opinion. I have mine. It's cool. We can exist. Both can be true. Like, for real. It was a phenomenal display inside the squared circle. Everything else was either underwhelming, the Rhodes McIntyre match, or a setup for a future match, Lesnar dominating Cena. For a card that promised to have epic moments, it fell a little short of expectations. And I think they're being generous with that. A little short. A little short. They were being nice. Yeah. Because I feel like it was a lot short, especially from the way it was built up, especially with people having to scramble and pay $30 to watch it. Now, granted, I do know, what is it, AEW, I think? You got to pay $50 a month. But I've also heard that the match cards are way more stacked. And it's just an all around better show and performance. Like, as far as, shows are being, so I guess with this, it's like competing with AEW. I mean, of course, like always. But, it's a little cheaper. So I think they thought maybe that $30 price point would kind of sway people over. But after Wrestlepalooza, motherfuckers are looking like, well, shit, I might as well just pay $50. I might as well pay $20 more and get a better show. Right? I mean, again, we go return on investment, ROI, baby, ROI. Your money, your time, and your energy. So if y'all had to say $30 to WWE/ESPN, or if you do the whole bundle thing, I guess it technically is less than that. So if you're taking that into consideration, then I guess something that is kind of average, because most of the people, if we're talking about demographics and we're talking about the WWE fan, which I guess has been geared towards like families and stuff, then that whole bundle makes it not $30 for the PLE or the PLEs moving forward. It actually makes it cheaper. So taking that into consideration, I guess this is suitable. For those of us, well, I used to be PN, which a lot of people did. But for other people who don't have the whole bundle thing, this is the ROI. It's not worth it. So yeah, there's that. Ariel said last night's Raw was absolutely amazing. Even the main event match. You mean Monday? Yesterday was NXT. We're Wednesday now. But yes, Raw. So, and actually, Raw, the episode of Raw was better than Wrestlepalooza. I was like the first thing, like, I didn't catch it live. But I did like I went back and watched it. And that was the first thing on my mind was like, yo, this episode of Raw is better than the actual PLE. So which I have been noticing that all of the Raws after PLE, after the PLEs usually are really good. So now talking about Raw. Monday Night Raw was good. It was. I liked it a lot better. I mean, of course, me being a Rhea Ripley fan, what stuck out for me was the main event and that whole storyline. But also there was also a lot of development happening. Another story development that came to mind was Jey Uso. He really is like he is definitely honing in on, he's really focused. Like his demeanor is different. Even like his body. Like um when he was done with the match, um it was LA Knight, right? When he was done, you could see when he was walking back down, when he was walking away from the ring, down, I guess the runway you would still call it. Not sure. But you could see I could see abs like forming, like coming in, like popping out. Like he's really getting on his shit. And his demeanor is different. He kind of, when he had that segment with Cody, he was very like, okay, dude, like, thanks, appreciate you, move along now, I'm coming for you. You know, it was very that. Yeah, so that was some development. Another development with the Judgment Day. Um, Dom is going to burn that motherfucking faction down. And I am here for it. He gonna pull a Seth Rollins and he gonna burn it down. And I am here for it. I know one hot take was from Nessa. Shout out to her and Humble Rose's podcast. When JD was mad, like JD posted something about, oh, he had 2 belts and he couldn't use one of them to help me. And she reposted and commented like, you took one for the team. And she pointed out that how many times has Dom like stepped up for them, you know? So, and now he's kind of starting to kind of be more about himself. Like he's been having the thing with Starbucks, aka Grande Americano. However many of them are. I call them Starbucks. Yeah, like I feel like in that match, because of Starbucks, I feel like JD McDonough literally was a sacrifice. Like you know what I mean? Like in those kind of like, I guess like when you're like, I don't want to say a cult, but like, well, kind of, but when you're in like that realm, like the spiritual, like you like, or a group, you know, even like sororities, like they do like, hazing and stuff like that, like, or you have to like make sacrifices or do something. I feel like JD was Dom's sacrifice to Starbucks, aka Grande Americano. Um, yeah, it was for me. It was totally giving that, like, especially the way like he when he had a chance, he kind of had a chance to help him in that moment, to help JD, and he didn't. He was just kind of like frozen. It was like it was more than just to me. It was like more than just like a stun, like fear type of thing. It was like to me the wheels were turning in his head. Like no, like he stopped himself. I feel like he like in that moment he stopped himself from helping JD. So and then of course he tried to say like, oh no, I did try, blah blah blah, but JD was sacrificed, and I'm here for it because now now with Dom being dominant, and he is now double champ Dom. It's time for him to have his own thing. Finally, I've been saying that since the previous Judgment Day, which was better. Just put it out there. I thought that was better. Anyways, but this Judgment Day, all right. Like the highlight of this Judgment Day is Roxanne and Raquel for me. Um, but yeah, so let me see what else happened on Raw. A lot happened. Those are the things that stuck out. Um, I didn't rewatch it again to like refresh my memory. So please excuse me. If you're watching and you watched Raw, feel free to drop in the comments what your highlights were for Monday night's Raw episode. I did not watch NXT yesterday. Your girl was too tired. I popped into Acknowledge the Dynasty podcast's live watch along. But your girl was too tired to like actually like, you know, engage. So with that being said, speaking of NXT, we are now approaching the next PLE, WWE PLE, which is NXT's No Mercy, happening this Saturday. I know that all of my CCN family is going to have watch-alongs. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same folks, the same ones that you guys all tune into and all have a good kiki in. So NXT No Mercy is this Saturday. I don't have my calendar up. I forgot what time. If you're in the comments, tell me the time. I forgot. I don't have my calendar up. So, yeah, I do know that Acknowledge the Dynasty podcast will have their watch-alongs already scheduled, and I'm pretty sure Sports for You Wrestling will as well. Those are always the two main ones that have their watch-alongs, and they be popping. Get in that they're on YouTube. You get in the chat, live chat. It's good conversation. It's fun. Sometimes the conversation and what's going on in the chat, in the watch along chats, is more entertaining than what's on the PLE. So be sure to tune in to those shows this coming Saturday while you're watching NXT No Mercy. So let's go ahead and roll right into, let me get my setup ready. Let's go ahead and roll right into oh, I actually, with Raw, I did want to mention, I forgot that I bookmarked Rhea's response to Io, and then WWE posting Rio forever. I'm going to show those real quick just because. Why do you do that? Okay, look, Restream. Look, Restream. Look. I didn't upgrade and paid for you. So I'm gonna need you to, when I put it on the screen display, I'm gonna need you to listen and do it. So Rhea, after Raw, or like a little bit late, but she busy. She responded to Io. I'm sorry, Io. I'm so sorry. That you guys saw. Yeah. So sad. Ugh. But I knew she was, I knew it. I freaking knew it. As a matter of fact, see, that's why I need to be able to, restream, better record this fucking live, because I want to be able to like do clips, okay? Because I called it last week before Wrestlepalooza. I was like, Asuka is giving me this vibe. I think I said like a pick me like vibe. And then I was like, no, maybe she's just trying to be the HBIC. And then I think I was just like, no, she's going to turn on. Yeah. And what happened? She turned on her the next week, literally, like, right, like turned. I think that was also a good move by WWE, because Perth is, Crown Jewel Perth is coming up. And with Wrestlepalooza getting a C graded, of a C grade by ESPN, I think now they're trying to make up for it. Enter Rhea Ripley, because she is that girl. get it ready. She getting ready to go and get all the shit going. So, and then there was this one. I didn't see this one until today. Oops. Yeah, I didn't see this one until today. It was really funny to see everyone, like all the pictures she took while she was like still covered in the mist. I thought that was funny. I also bookmarked this. I know we're going to talk about No Mercy. I'm kind of just going through my kind of like newsworthy things right now. Like the No Mercy's in here too, so that's why. So I also want to pose a question to the chat, to whoever's watching. Who is the better booker and better at creative and professional wrestling? Aaron Loves Wrestling on X is asking. Shawn Michaels, Tony Khan, Triple H, or Tommy Dreamer from TNA? Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat, in the comments. Shout out to Aaron Loves Wrestling. Okay, just a cute cat thing. If you're not having a very good day so far, like a very good week, it is midweek. I love cats. And I decided to just bless you with this adorable cat video from Why You Should Have a Cat. I miss having cats. Found the YouTube stream. Yay, Nessa. Yeah, please excuse me. Again, live stream learning curve. So yeah, sorry. Thank you for the hunt. Thank you for hunting. No, that's a real one. You're a real one for that. Thank you, girl. Uh, so we're about to roll and talk about NXT No Mercy. Um, so I was just kind of like giving us a little bit of a break. If you're having a hard day or not a very good week, here's some cute cats. All right, I have other things to talk about, but let's just get right into NXT No Mercy this Saturday. All right, so here is shout out to Sportskeeda Wrestling. So this is the card for No Mercy on Saturday. Again, let me know in the comments what time, because I don't have my calendar pulled up in front of me, and I also need to reference notes because look. Hi, BK on TikTok. Hi. Thank you for joining. Thank you, CC and family, for joining. Again, if you are enjoying the Mimi Morning Show, as well as Tasty Talks, you've listened, please feel free. Please follow Culture Clash Network. As I know, Acknowledge the Dynasty podcast, as well as Sports for You Wrestling, will have live watch-alongs this Saturday for NXT No Mercy. So let me pull my notes up a little bit because, again, I'm just kind of getting into NXT. So I'm not sure of names. So it looks like the NXT Championship match is Obafemi versus Ricky Saints. And I didn't watch NXT yesterday because, again, I was too tired. I was all teched out. This new project I'm doing for school where I'm doing basically penetration testing and ethical hacking for the school. Where I am a secure code analyzer and project manager. It's a lot. So I was tired yesterday. NXT, hold on, a comment here. This is not about NXT. Is Bronson Reed the brother of Braun Breaker, or he's some? They're not legit. They're not real brothers. They're just called the Brawns because they both have brawn. And excuse me, it's burnt sienna. Braun Breaker is burnt sienna because his tan is atrocious, and he reminds me of the crayon burnt sienna. So I have rebranded him to burnt sienna. Just saying. And you can use that too, Ariel, if you want to. Maybe it'll catch on. Okay, let me do the fucking captcha for TikTok live. I don't know why it does that. It's so stupid. Anyways, so, all right. Obafemi versus Ricky Saints. Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace. Let's see. Oh, this one's right on the thing. Josh Briggs and Javon Evans. NXT Women's Championship match, JC Jane versus Lola Vice. I know a lot of y'all go for Lola for that one because y'all are tired of JC. Then NXT Speed Championship match, Sol Ruka versus Lainey Reed. Where is she? On here. Here we go, right here. Ethan Page versus NXT North American Championship, Ethan Page versus Tavion Heights. Them right here. Who did I leave out? I think I said everyone. This is a stacked card. Because we have the NXT Championship match, we have an NXT Women's Championship match, we have the NXT North American Championship match, we have NXT Women's Speed Champion match. Okay, singles, just a singles match, and then weaponized steel cage match. Okay, but this is a lot of championship matches. So do you guys think there's going to be a lot of like title switches? A lot of title changes? Um, I think for, all right, just going off of what I do know about NXT, what I have seen for NXT Championship match, I got Oba. I got Oba retaining. For the Women's Championship match, I have Lola taking it from JC. For NXT North American Championship, I have Ethan retaining. I did watch a match where it was him. I think it was a tag team match where it was it the tag team match with Tavion and I forgot her name from the Olympian. She was on Evolve last week where she had that, I think it was a 8 or 6. I think it was a 6 way on Evolve last week. I forgot her name. If you know her name, put it in the comments, please. And it was Ethan and Chelsea Green. I saw that. I feel like Ethan's going to retain. I don't think Tavion's going to get it. NXT Women's Speed Championship. Sol Ruka and Laney, just off base. I'm going with Sol Ruka. Singles match, Javon, Evans and Josh Briggs. I'm not familiar with Josh Briggs. I did see Javon put on a damn good match. Was it against Obafemi? BK on Twitter, shout out. Also part of Culture Clash Network, CCN family. Thank you so much for coming through and showing some love and support to the Mimi Morning Show. BK is part of Society and Pop Culture 101 on YouTube that goes live on Thursdays. So be sure you are, again, following CCN and keeping up with all of the shows. CCN is doing the damn thing. So BK, who is in the chat on TikTok, says, Lainey is from my hometown, so she gets my support this time. Okay. Which hometown is where's that? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, so Lainey versus Sol Ruka. Okay. Well, just kind of based on what I'm seeing with that is based on like Sol Ruka's from Alabama. Is that AL? So I mean, the reason I say Sol Ruka, like I said, based on what I have seen and her momentum right now, it just, yeah, that's why I'm saying that. I mean, it could be a change. I don't know, but I don't think so. Based off what I've seen, again, just recently, based off what I've seen, which is not very much, admittedly, I will admit that. Yeah, but I just feel like it's, from what I've seen so far, like I said, it'll be Sol retaining. Okay, so BK has Lainey for Lainey Reed versus Sol. What do you guys think on YouTube or X? Let me know in the comments. Don't all comment at once. Oh, water. Okay. I think I went down the line. Oh, Javon. Yeah. So yeah, I think it was versus Obafemi. He put on a damn good show. And then I didn't see Homecoming. Was he in a match in NXT Homecoming? I know he had that backstage segment and talking with I believe it was my other birthday twin. Um, I forget his name. Son of a bitch. What the fuck is that motherfucker's name? Why am I forgetting his name? Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Fuck. Hmm. Um, it'll come to me. But yes, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you saw it, you saw that backstage segment with them. Um, I believe that was him. I think it was that. Yeah. God damn. Okay. So you know what? I for that one, I'm gonna call that like lip balm foam. For that, Devin the Travel. Oh, nice. Hello, Devin the Travel Chief on TikTok. For that, I'm gonna just based off what I've seen. I have Javon Evans. Now, the weaponized steel cage match. I'm interested to see that. Um, between Blake Monroe and Jordan Grace. Who do y'all got? I don't know. They kind of have been going like back and forth, back and forth, I feel. Um, yeah. And Blake be surprising me sometimes. So I don't know. Who y'all got? That one for me is a stalemate. Just like Wrestlepalooza, I was at a stalemate for Io versus Stephanie. Until like the last, like right, and I was like, Stephanie. And then yeah. Um So I'm at a stalemate for that one. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments what y'all think for that. Well, who you got for Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace? But I'm definitely interested. I'm intrigued by weaponized steel cage match. That's intriguing. Um, I want to say this will be my first NXT PLE. Will it? Not. No, because I watched the last one. I didn't watch Homecoming. The one before that was on Peacock. I watched that one. Okay. So that is NXT No Mercy, which is happening. Shit. Let me just open my calendar because no one has confirmed. Oops. Let me just open my calendar and look because no one has confirmed what time it is. And since I'm announcing it, I want to make sure I get it right. Okay, it looks like it starts at 4 p.m. Pacific time. NXT No Mercy, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Okay, so 7 Eastern. All right. Thank you, BK. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so I'm going to get to my other newsworthy posts. Let's see here. We spoke about, or I rather, me, myself, and I, because me, myself, and I technically is we. And there's like multiple sides of me. I'm multifaceted. So I can say we. I think I can say we. Um, we spoke about Wrestlepalooza. We spoke, well, briefly about Wrestlepalooza. I didn't want to go down too much of a rabbit hole with that one. We spoke about Raw, NXT, No Mercy. Okay, and other WWE news, we actually do have an announcement for John Cena versus AJ Styles for Crown Jewel, which I think makes a lot of sense. And I think it's going to be way better than John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be way better. So I mean, I'm actually like, oops, I'm actually looking forward to that match. Let me share the screen so you can see the photo here. Um, look, restream, you're getting on my nerves. Okay. So yeah, it's officially announced. Have any other matches been announced for Crown Jewel? I'm actually going to look that up real quick. Let's see. What did CBS Sports say? Okay, yes. Okay, yeah. So it looks like so far for Crown Jewel, which is happening um October 11th, right? Saturday, October 11th. Yep, Saturday, October 11th in Perth. I will be up at 5 a.m. Pacific. It looks like we have, just stop. It looks like we have Crown Jewel Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Women's Crown Jewel Championship, Stephanie Becker versus, now it's, oh, we don't know yet. Okay. AJ Styles versus John Cena. Oh, and then of course there's a prediction. Asuka versus Kyrie versus Io versus Rhea. Yeah, we're seeing that develop. So that makes sense. That was from CBS News. Or CBS Sports, excuse me. Okay, so now that we're done talking all things WWE, um, well, one more WWE thing because it's Rhea related. One more because it's Rhea related. So I guess this is a clip from when she was at NXT.
As soon as I walked into this room here, I walked straight into Shayna Baszler. So instantly, so many awesome memories. One of my greatest feuds here in the WWE and one of my greatest title wins here, getting to celebrate with the whole crowd in the ring, like my little mosh pit. I had Candice there holding my little hand. It's so crazy being back. And the stage looks killer. Yeah, I'm excited to kick some ass. As soon as I walked into this room here.
Okay. All right. Now let's go back to, well, let's keep sharing my screen here because, hey, shout out to JRP on X. Hi, I'm doing well. I'm doing the Mimi Morning Show. Welcome. Welcome to the Mimi Morning Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for popping in. I'm hoping it's going to be Corey Graves versus Brock for Crown Jewel. Why is someone the other day had a take on that and said something about there being a setup for Corey Graves to come back to wrestling? Is that what the murmurs are? And then why would it be Brock? Well, they again throwing paws at the wall. But why? But if you're JRP, if you are still around, why would you say? Why are you saying that? Why are you saying Corey Graves versus Brock? Please feel free to enlighten me and the audience. All right, more cute cats. There's a little bit of a break. This is a really cute cat. It's super cute. It's for the meows. It's a kitty. It's a kitty. It's a kitty. Oh. Okay. Little cat break. Little kitty cat break. So cute. All right. So now I think I just have random stuff now. Yes, newsy stuff, other things that I found on my timeline that are interesting. So tapping into my tech side here. The animation, let me see, the one CID on X. I said I kind of liked, if we're comparing, I kind of like the One UI 8.0. I don't know. What do y'all think? Like animation wise? Like, what am I looking at though? Like, if I'm looking at like kind of like the UI, but it's animation, how, like organization? Yeah, I would definitely say that One UI 8.0. I would say that one. I even said that in the comments. Okay. How does this look on my thing? Okay, you can see the whole thing. All right. Oh, JRP responded on X saying he got destroyed with two. Oh, Corey Graves did. So I guess Corey Graves got destroyed with two F5s when Brock was going after Michael Cole last month. Oh, that could not be for. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't watch. Did I watch it? No, I don't think I went back and watched last Monday's Raw. School stuff, was busy, and I don't think I got a chance to watch it. So okay, but I do remember. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that context. That does make a lot of sense. And I mean, but it could not be for nothing. That's a great point. However, what was the point of R-Truth going? What was the point of R-Truth? And what was the point of John Cena's heel turn? I mean, just say it. So I don't know. It could be something they just threw at the wall, pasta sticks. I don't know. We'll see. Corey Graves was awesome in the ring, he says. Okay, well, then you know what? Bring him back, because I have yet to see him. I don't think I've ever seen him in the ring. So I would appreciate that. If he's really good, I want to see it. Bring it. I hope so. All right. So shout out to Megan the Impact on X. She reposted little fun thing, little wrapping, about to wrap it up. It's my last little segment, last part of the AM newsworthy segment, where I go on X, because that's mainly where I'm active, and I bookmark things under AM newsworthy. and I share them with you. So she reposted, forget your big 6 zodiac signs. What's your big 6 ice cream flavors? She reposted vanilla, chocolate, Oreo, chocolate chip, butter pecan, and fudge swirl. Those are good choices. My choices, and you can see how I put them. My choices are mint chip. I've always been a mint chip girl. I know a lot of people. I didn't realize how many people hate on mint chip. Why? What is the reason? I need to add media to my I really need to add. That's what I've been meaning to do too with Restream, is add media that I can what is the reason? Why is everyone why does everyone dislike mint chip? Why? It's delicious. Why? I don't get it. If you like Thin Mints, if you like those little chocolate mint candies, but you don't like mint chip, I guess people typically don't just like mint and chocolate together. Whatever. I like it. I also used to take shots of Rumple Mints with my friends. Keyword is did. Used to. I don't do that shit no more. Okay. So my 6 are mint chip, chocolate chip, Oreo, cookie dough, PB chocolate, and chocolate. And then I also say Nutella. But that's yeah, those are mine. Put in the comments, what are your 6? Your top 6 ice cream flavors. Your big 6 ice cream flavors. Okay. What else do we have? All right. Now for actual news. So I do remember seeing Jimmy Kimmel coming back. So things happened really fast. So he got canceled, and then now he's back already. That was fast. That was fast. Yeah, that was fast. So apparently he's back. And this from Pop Base. Jimmy Kimmel returns to his show with a Tylenol joke. I'm not sure who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol. Yeah, that makes sense. That was very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so back to the big 6 ice cream. Advocate of Enochism. Shout out to you on YouTube. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure if you are, but be sure to subscribe to my channel, where you can continue to watch the Mimi Morning Show live, as well as my podcast, Casey Talks Tech, Wrestling, and Life, which happens live sometimes, but then also has recorded episodes. You can also listen to Casey Talks Tech, Wrestling, and Life on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and you can listen on YouTube, and I believe also iHeartRadio and Good Pods. Let's see. He likes coffee flavored ice cream. Same. So do I. And then he also goes on to clarify he didn't get canceled. His show was suspended, but that's a short suspension. When I thank you for the correct. When I said canceled, I meant how people get canceled. People, individuals, or whatever get banished. But thank you for the correction. As you are right, this definitely wasn't a cancellation, because he was back so quickly. But also too, a suspension, I would think would be a lot longer than 48 hours. Like, I think even school suspensions are longer than that, right? I've never been suspended from school. It's been a while, but I don't know. But yeah, I know that, he said some things about, I don't know exactly what, I didn't watch or anything, because I've been in my own little world. So yeah, but he said some things, stuff that didn't quite land about what he said about Charlie Kirk, and his death. So yeah, I mean, people have opinions and they should be able to say those opinions. And that's what, that's coming under fire now. It's like people want to say free speech, free speech, free speech, but it's not really free speech. There's parameters on it. Which, I mean, I guess it does make sense. It's just interesting because it's like when people say like racial slurs or they bully or stuff like that, oh, it's free speech. But then when someone talks about, people have an opinion on Charlie Kirk, for example, then people are getting suspended for saying their opinion. So yeah, with that being said, I guess this topic does need to be revisited and cleaned up, because you can't sit up there and say, okay, it applies for this subject or this topic or this person, but does it apply to this group of people or this? You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. So yeah. Okay, thank you, advocate for Enochism. Yeah, the FCC chair told ABC that if they didn't take him off the air, they would pull their broadcast license. After backlash, they brought him back. Oh, so after the FCC got backlash? See, and I'm glad for that, because after backlash, I'm assuming that the people spoke out. I guess the public. Did anyone, like, was it like people like like when you say backlash, I don't know if you know like how much you know about the topic, but is it backlash from like the people or backlash from like people with money or influence? I'm thinking it was probably a backlash from people with money and influence, because I don't know, or maybe just the people in general. I don't know, but I'm actually kind of glad to know that after backlash that they just said, okay, fine, bring them back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense, because again, back to my point of free speech, like, it's not fair that you cannot have an opinion and have your things, and you cannot voice your opinion about this topic with Charlie Kirk and what he did and said when he was alive, but backlash from the audience. Okay, good, because and as there should be, because like I said, you can't sit up there and say, oh well, you can't say that, or punish someone for expressing their opinions about one thing, but then like I said, when people have racial slurs, like, bullying, about LGBTQIA plus folks and stuff like that, like you can say in derogatory remarks, and sexual harassment and things of that nature, you can say whatever you want then. That don't matter. That doesn't count. So I appreciate the fact that there was that backlash, that people actually like spoke out. There was backlash, and that now he is back on air. I appreciate that. I'm glad for that. Shout out to the Jimmy Kimmel audience. Okay, we talked about that. I thought I had another post related to this saved. I guess not. No, I guess not. I guess that's it. That sounds like that's it. Looks like that's it. Okay. Advocate Enochism, excuse me, on YouTube continues. Thank you so much for your comments and contributing and giving me information. Because, like I said, I've been in my own world. So, I do have something else, but it's not on my Twitter. It was a major overreach from the FCC, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what this whole administration's been doing. And you know what? It's so crazy. It's barely coming up on a year, y'all. Barely coming up on a year. Fuck a duck. Jeez. You can't threaten to take people's broadcast license because you don't like the way what they have to say. Exactly. And that's how we do things in America, in my opinion. Yeah, it's land of the free. But again, the backlash and then him being back, I guess FCC kind of taking it back and backtracking. That's hopeful. It's like, okay, good. I know it's been 9 months, horrible times. Yeah, oh Lord Jesus. But you know what? You lie with, what's that saying? You lie with dogs, you get fleas. Unless you treat your animals, there's treatments for that. But it's true. So, I mean, I tried to do my part during the election. All these people who were kind of like leaning towards like just either not voting at all or there was a lot of like propaganda and shit, I guess, going on and all kinds of crap, especially on X, apparently, allegedly. So, hey, but that's what happens when people can't get on the same page or when people don't speak up, when people are not ready to be judge, jury, and executioner because they're scared. Shit like this happens. So this is a wake up moment. This is like basically kind of like, I feel it's like our shadow. It's shadow work. We're in the shadows. And we got to grow from this. We're going to grow from this. I hope we will. Cause now seeing stuff like this and like people are actually starting to like be like, nah, fuck this shit. Hell no. Like, nope. It shows that change will happen. So, yeah. All right. So the last thing I want to kind of, I guess, touch on, talk about newsworthy things. In the news, since Jimmy Kimmel's joke talked about Tylenol. And I know that I also commented on someone's excuse me, on someone's post. One of my mutuals posted something about Tylenol, and I didn't quite understand it at the time because I didn't know, like, the news broke about Tylenol now being linked to, or allegedly, apparently linked to autism. And that pregnant women shouldn't take it because of that. I didn't know about that. Um, I commented on X, and I was like, well, shit, I grew up on Tylenol and Flintstones vitamins. So, big Tylenol household. At the same time, I also did get older and realized that my mom did the best she could, but I was on track to being not a very healthy person. So there's that. Um, so yeah. As far as the whole Tylenol being linked to autism, when I'm looking at this article from NPR, the article from NPR, huh? Oh, okay. So the article that I'm looking at is from NPR. When it comes to Tylenol, what are parents to do? So I'm scrolling down. I just kind of like skimmed it a little bit. What have research studies actually found? Because of course this claim was made, and of course people, I'm sure Tylenol was like, this is not um, based in like, it's not based on evidence. Which, I mean, a lot of claims that this administration makes has been the case. Um, Researchers have spent years trying to tease out any links between autism and SM or acetaminophen. I think I got that right. I don't think I did, actually. I don't know. But the evidence is uncertain, according to the FDA. So things are, I mean, I don't know exactly like what I'm pretty sure that there are like um, warning labels there's a warning label there. I think I don't know if there is a warning label usually there is for any medicine, anything. There's usually a warning label for like pregnant women or um, breastfeeding women or anything like that. Um, so I'm assuming the same is with Tylenol. I actually haven't used Tylenol in some years. I haven't used it in a while. I stopped taking a lot of like medicine, like over the counter type medicines, and I've been kind of more on the holistic tip for a while now. So I mean, like I said, I did grow up on it. Um, so yeah, that's the whole thing with that. I mean, I don't know, like maybe there could be some truth to it, but studies, even if there was some truth to it, I mean, these companies, these really big companies, especially when it comes to health and supposedly wellness, that would it even really get out there? Like, if this was true, would we even really have access to that knowledge? Because these companies are really good at hiding shit because they have the money and they can spend and the marketing dollars and to like spend things. So would we even really know for sure? Um, that's why I kind of like now I have like my holistic approach because it's like I go off of what I feel, how my body feels. I'm very self-aware and I use that. Um, so I don't know. I mean, I know if I were pregnant, I would have the same approach. I definitely wouldn't. I thought about this the other day too. Like if I ever were to like get pregnant, which it's probably not going to happen now. I'm 39. Yeah, no. And I don't want kids. I'm afraid of childbirth. I have PMDD. So if I did get pregnant, fuck, it would be like worse. Hormone, like I don't, yeah, no, no, I don't want to deal with that. Um, but I mean, if I did, I would definitely, I don't even think I would have like a, what's it called? What's it called? A midwife or something? Like, I mean, I would go to the doctor. Like, I would have a hospital and like a doctor, like Western medicine, but I would be more focused on like holistic, like natural practices and health versus Western medicine. One huge reason being because Black women are like dismissed when it comes to our health and wellness. And there has been lots of talk. I say this, I say it like this because I haven't actually seen the statistics myself, but there have been a lot of claims from professionals, health professionals, that women die more often during childbirth than other women. So that's another reason why I personally, if I were to get pregnant, I wouldn't I would continue to not really heavily rely on Western medicine. And um, yeah, so I don't know where that's going to go. I know that so far, um, there's actually some other things under attack too, like vaccines. Certain vaccines, like a lot of funding has been cut when it comes to vaccines and like research, um, like a lot of funding, like what, millions or billions of dollars? I think millions of dollars have been cut in research, um, which I don't agree with because, like, even if one were to choose not to vaccinate or get their children vaccinated, why cut funding for research? Like, I just, yeah, I just don't understand that. But again, there's been a lot of things that I don't understand that are going on right now in this world ever since last year with the election. So, um, see, my wife tried to do a natural birth with a midwife and a doula. Yeah, that's what, yeah. For the same reason, but we had complications and she had to have emergency. Oh, wow. Yeah. Things like that can happen. So that's why, like, yeah, it is like definitely good to have like a backup plan or like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I said, like, if I were to ever, I would have both. Like how I do now. I rely on, just um being aware of my body and things of that nature and just, more holistic and more of a preventative. And I take more of a preventative approach. But I also do, if I get too fucking sick or I'm too fucked up, I have no qualms with taking my ass to the doctor. None. I will take me. Like, so yeah. Yeah, it is complicated. Childbirth. I am so afraid of childbirth. Like, oh God, you no, no. I don't know if I had like issues in a past life that have stuck with me. I don't know, but yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. Plus, as I get older, like energy and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I still have the feeling though. I still have the feeling that I'm one of those women that even if I got older and had kids, I would still be able to have a kid. But I just don't want to. My kids are animals. We'll take care of animals. Like, I'll stick to that. Especially like I said now with like PMDD and stuff like that. Like I was diagnosed with PMDD back in 2020 and yeah, no. I'm just like, yeah, no. Like if my brain is having an issue with processing the changes that I go through now, which is what PMDD is, specifically comes through. It's specifically like in the luteal phase. Sometimes for me, it actually kind of like I start to have like early symptoms, like even like towards the end of my ovulation phase. So if that's the case now, what the fuck is gonna happen if I get pregnant? Like hell, uh, uh, I'm talking about like anxiety. I'm talking about depression. I'm talking about being like back in the day, like suicidal. Like I've had that type of sorry trigger warning. Sorry, my bad. I'm not gonna go down into it, but yeah, like no, no, thank you. And then your hair falls out, and then people don't talk about like all the shit that happens after your hair falling out, possibly. Like, uh, uh, nah. I mean, call me selfish. I just no, no. Now I'll adopt. I would adopt. And like I said, there's animals, but that's just me personally. My body, my choice, right? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. About the end of NXT, did you like it too? I didn't watch. I didn't watch NXT yesterday. I said that earlier in the show. I was too tired yesterday. I kind of listened in on the ATD pod. Oh yeah, you were there, the ATD podcast. I listened in, and what I heard, sure. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't watch it because then I would have had to I'm using a VPN, so I would have had to log in, and then it logs me out of everything else. And I just didn't feel like dealing with that. I didn't feel like being in front of my computer anymore. So no, I did not watch it. But it is now 12:07. I think I actually have a call in like a few minutes here. So I really got to end. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for watching the Mimi Morning Show. Please be sure to, like I said, if you're enjoying the Mimi Morning Show, you're enjoying Tasty Talks podcast, please be sure to follow me on TikTok, first of all. Hey, Mimi J on TikTok. And then follow me on social media, follow me on YouTube. Share things, share with a friend. Also, follow the Culture Clash Network everywhere on social media as well. There's going to be shows throughout the week. Today's Wednesday, so I know today is the Humble Roses podcast, as well as Sports for You Wrestling. Let me check my calendar just to let you guys know what time. Humble Rose podcast starts at 4:30 Pacific. Sports for You Wrestling, I believe, starts at 7 Pacific. And then tomorrow is Society and Pop Culture 101. Oh, no, actually, I believe it's next week. Excuse me. Society and Pop Culture 101. I believe they're at 5 p.m. Pacific on Thursday, starting up again next week. And then there is the ATD and Sports for You watch parties for NXT No Mercy that are happening on Saturday. Again, that's ATD Acknowledge the Dynasty podcast, as well as Sports for You Wrestling. They have their watch shows. They're going to have their watch shows this Saturday for NXT No Mercy. Yes, thank you again for watching. Be sure that you are following the Tasty Talks podcast. Make sure you're following Tasty Talks podcast on X. It is at Tasty Talks Pod. The premiere dropped yesterday, the 23rd. So you can listen now on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And there's actually a video on YouTube as well. And thank you to the Culture Clash Network partners and sponsors, Doobie, Doobie Energy, as well as Tacos and Tequila. So thank you so much for watching. And till next time, which will be next Wednesday, unless otherwise specified. Unless otherwise, otherwise specified. I will be going live every Wednesday. The Mimi Morning Show will be every Wednesday around the same time, between like 10:30, 11, maybe special podcast, maybe special episodes on Saturdays or on the weekends, possibly. As of right now, it's just going to be every Wednesday. And then Tasty Talks will drop. Right now, it's going to be every Tuesday, 12 a.m. Pacific time, unless there is a live Tasty Talk. So just, again, follow me for more information. Thank you so much, everyone, to all of the participants. Special shout out to Ariel. Special shout out to Advocate of Enochism. Special shout out to, and they're on YouTube, watching from YouTube. Special shout out to JRP42069 on X. Special shout out to all y'all on TikTok as well. We have BK roll through, Nessa roll through, and JoJo roll through. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.